Hello, welcome to 2022. Cheers to you. Cheers to another year. If you didn't know, hi, my name is Allie. I'm 27 years old. I moved to Belgium when I was 21 to marry my now husband. I'm now getting my bachelor's in philosophy, and every single year since I've moved here, I have made a video outlining my intentions for the new year, reviewing the year that passed as a whole, and just overall reflecting. So this is my 6th video doing just that, which is wild to me. Funny enough, something that I've been struggling with this year is accepting who I was in the past and allowing to give myself credit for progress that I've made and growth that I've worked for. And so in diving into these older videos and seeing where I was, it really helped me solidify a better understanding of just how much time has passed. And holy smokes, just turned 22-year-old me is very obviously different from 27-year-old me. She was really struggling in 2016 so much, and I just want to go back and give her a hug and show her that the little steps that she's taking are anything but. When I was 21 years old, my whole life blew up. I had to drop out of college, which I worked so hard for. I moved away from my family. A lot of my hobbies were put on reset, and though I didn't say it in my first video, I would constantly journal and say to myself how all I want is to be able to wake up and do the day. She was so fragile. I remember days when I would wake up and I would try to set this mindset of, okay, let's do this, today's gonna be the day, and then I would burn my bagel and feel like all hope was lost and crawl right back into bed. So that compared to where I'm at right now, 5 New Year's later, yesterday my body woke me up at 5:30 and I got some reading for school in, and I exercised and I vacuumed the house and showered and got ready before 9 a.m. So much has fallen into place. It's not just that it fell into place. I worked hard every day to try and go from the girl who couldn't get over a bagel getting burnt to this productive little person that I am now. That's just general reflection as far as past me and current me is concerned. But of course, this video is about specifically how 2021 went and what we're hoping will come out of 2022. So let's review. I like to start off with the bad so then we can end on a happy note, and with a quick disclaimer that these videos are all about personal reflection. I'm not reflecting the world as a whole, just in my silly little meaningless life. Some negatives include not being able to see my family for yet another year thanks to the pandemic. The last time I saw them was June of 2019, and then we were going to see them June of 2020. And obviously that didn't happen, and now it is January of 2022 and I still have yet to see them. There's so much unknowing. I have no idea when I'll even be able to see them again. That's been a whole thing. Health-wise, my health sort of took a dive. I suffered a lot of migraines and chronic fatigue this year and bounced between doctors and hospitals and neurologists and scanning this and testing that, and in the end got no answer. So that's still an ongoing bucket of worms. That was definitely discouraging. My mental health also took a dive, as it usually does in the winter, and so I'm revisiting that realm of things and trying to find the right Rosetta Stone for my life. In order to understand everything and follow an accurate treatment plan, I need a diagnosis, and I don't have one. That's a whole other level of not knowing, which is uncomfortable to say the least. And I suppose the last negative thing that becomes a positive is that our cat Rumi jumped off the balcony. He chewed through our back door and completely snapped his leg, but this ended in a positive, as some of you may know, and we'll go into that when we get into the positives. But for the most part, 2021 was more of a purgatory. 2020 was a whole lot of negative events and a whole lot of shocking negative change, whereas 2021 was just a floating gray area. But a lot of good also came from the year. So let's go into that. So on the downside, Rumi chewed through our back door and hurt himself and needed a 3,000 euro surgery that we couldn't make payment plans on. But on the positive side, what this beautiful internet community made it so Rumi could stay alive. I genuinely don't have words, just so fucking speechless. That worry being lifted because of nice strangers on the internet. Thank you forever and always. Thank you. Holy fuck. A very obvious positive is that I've been feeling a lot more like myself lately. There are these fundamental aspects of how I define myself that I haven't been able to tap into for so long. I love being a student. I love learning. And the fact that I was lucky enough to revisit that part of myself, the fact that I was lucky enough to get a second chance at getting a degree, mind-boggling. So mind-boggling. And with my creative pursuits, again, I have a whole segment of this video that I want to dedicate just to y'all, but we hit our Patreon goal in the summer to make YouTube my student job. I don't make any money from AdSense. Occasionally a brand will reach out to have a sponsored video, which has also helped a lot, but YouTube has become my student job strictly through Patreon alone, strictly through people who donate their hard-earned money to this. I have not been able to wrap my head around it. Just thank you. Holy I thank you. We need a better word than thank you. And so thanks to Patreon, I've been uploading a lot more frequently, and I've designed so many cool things, and it's so fun. It's so wild to say that my job is reading and talking about books and crying about books and drawing mandrake butts or Furbies. Like, what a blessing, truly. Something else that may seem silly is that I got my septum pierced, which is a piercing that I've wanted since I was 15 years old. And ever since getting it, I've just felt so much more like myself. Something that I noticed over the few years of making these videos is me trying to find how to express who I am in clothing. I feel like I've really unlocked my style, especially in 2021. Kind of unplugging a bit from these forced feminized aspects of my style that weren't suiting me within, and plugging back into more ambiguous, more shapeless, comfy things. Big shirts, big overalls. I've been so comfortable and I've been feeling so cute. There were so many days in 2021 where I would go to Lord's and say, this is my final form, like I found it. So while it is aesthetic space, it has definitely nourished my soul to feel more like myself on the outside is all. Also in 2021, I celebrated 5 years of being married, 5 years of being in Belgium. In November, I hosted my first readathon with my good friend Kirsty. We hosted the Bloomin' Readathon and we made this great bingo card, and I think like 500 people participated, at least 500. Half of 1,000 people were inspired to read and read more for an entire month because of this fun thing that we did. That was just such a fucking awesome reminder of why I make stuff online. Just yes, and I'm really looking forward to doing it again. Okay, let's go over the 2021 goals. I know we tried to make them a little more on the vague side, a little more general, so let's just see. Hi, me in 2022. Did you do the following? Have you read a chapter book in Dutch yet? You really want to evolve past children's books, but there are still some you can't understand. With COVID, there were not any Dutch classes in person. And so I learned a lot on Duolingo in the beginning of the year. And then in the summer, I started tutoring English. And so I was spending so much time, having so much fun, finding resources for my students and creating activities that fit their goals and their progress, and it was great. So I was very much immersed in teaching others my own language, which was such a fulfilling experience. It was a very good spring and summer. And then I started university where I'm taking German classes. So my Dutch is quite good. I can go to stores and ask about certain things and they don't switch on me anymore. That is so huge. But I was very much involved in other languages, which is also wonderful. Speaking of reading, I'm gonna set a reading goal for this year. Let's just say 50. How'd you do? Oh yeah. I hit the 50 book mark by June of 2021. And so my goal kind of changed to hit 100 books because I have never done that before. And I don't think I'll ever do it again. But this year I read 103 books. I am in my best headspace when I am within a book. We're going back to school, baby. We're doing it. Yeah. I wrote my entrance essay. I did the reading and answered the questions to show that I could keep up with said study path. I got my transcripts from my old high school. I filled out all the paperwork. I met all the deadlines. And for months, I waited painstakingly and so impatient. And finally, in the end, got accepted to university. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe it. I am so proud. I was so heartbroken to have to leave Ithaca College in 2016 and abandon my film degree and the 3 years that I put into getting my bachelor's. I am so grateful to have a second chance. I think education is such a privilege and I'm so excited to be pursuing a degree once more, especially in something that I love and in my native language. A gift. Blessed. How'd your first semester go? Oh girl, the pandemic is still alive and well. So we had about half a semester in person and half a semester remote, which, and honestly, at this point in time, I cannot numerically inform you of how well the semester went because I am in the middle of studying for finals right now. In Belgium, you take your final exams after the Christmas break. So I don't know. But I think it went pretty well as far as first semesters go. Surprisingly enough, I've been able to keep up with the philosophical texts quite well. I love getting a reading and then understanding that reading through many other resources. I have this thick textbook, I have a reader, I have the Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy, and just reading all of those and combining all of that knowledge and comparing one philosopher to the next and seeing how it evolves. I love that. I hate statistics. I hate statistics. Your girl has dyscalculia. Your girl cries every time she even looks at a number. It has not been easy, but luckily a friend of mine is tutoring me and I'm so grateful to him. I owe my whole academic career to him because there's no way I would have been able to pass this class without him. And if I don't pass this class, I can't continue the rest of my studies. Thank you, Carter. So my first exam is in 5 days. And then by the 28th of January, I will be done with my exams. And then in the beginning of February, I will know what I got on said exams. I'm gonna learn how to play the bass guitar. I'm going to. Yeah, no. See, there's a running theme across these videos I've noticed that music always takes the back burner. And music, much like reading, is my happy place. It's always been something that comes so naturally to me. It's the best way to calm me down. It's just so therapeutic. But for some reason, when I need it the most, I seem to let it fall to the wayside, which makes no sense to me. I only picked up the bass maybe 3 times this year. Offensive. But we did get an electric keyboard for Christmas, and that has been a saving grace over the past month or so. But unfortunately, I did not nourish this part of myself as much as I wanted to. Girl, please tell me you made more art. Not even for any reason or to show anybody or anything, just for the sake of doing it. It's nice. Okay, yes and no. I definitely didn't make a lot of art for fun, but thanks to the Patreon, I am making art each and every month, and I've made so much progress through doing so. This is where we started, and these are all designs that have unfolded since January 2021. It's been fun, and I thank you so much for keeping that part of the Patreon alive. And I hope you've had a lot of fun, and February is coming, is all I'm gonna say. Also, please, I hope you exercise anything at all, to any capacity. Just keep walking. Or have you picked up yoga? You do a lot of walking, which is great. You really kept up the walking. And you've made a lot of progress through exercise videos on YouTube. There's this Mamma Mia dance workout video that I used to not even be able to get through one exercise. And then I used to not even be able to get through one song. And now, it's my warm-up. Through exercise this year, I've really tapped into my inner child. You know when you were a little kid and you would be at recess and your arms would be too tired to go across the whole monkey bars, and so you would practice and practice and practice until you could. That's how I feel about exercise now. How much can I do? How far can I go? It's been not only fun, but also really healthy. Did you start that YouTube project you've been wanting to try? How's that going? No, I didn't. What she's talking about here is an ASMR channel. Do y'all like ASMR? I've learned over the years that I don't like doing long unedited videos. They're too reminiscent of being live. Any kind of streaming, any kind of live this or that, I can't do. I only did it a few times, but every single time I had fun while doing it, but afterwards it just freaked me out. I'm kind of glad I didn't do this goal because I think it would have been more stressful than relaxing as intended. And also I've just been putting so much time and energy and love into this channel, and I feel like that's how I want it to be. Any new tattoos? I did get a tattoo this year. I got one. It's the Wolf Queen from Lonely Castle in the Mirror, which was my favorite book from 2021 and probably my favorite book of all time. I read that favorite book while just hitting a lot of goals, YouTube and Patreon wise, and so it was just one of those impulsive, I need to get a tattoo to commemorate this time now. My usual artist is very high demand, so I just found a shop nearby, so it looks a little different from the rest, but I like her. She's cute, she's funky. And I made an appointment in end of August, beginning of September for February. That's how high in demand she is. She's great. I'll link her down below. And so I'm going to fill up this part in a few weeks. How are your sons? Looking forward to hearing from you, future me. The sons are good. I have one in my lap right now. You can't see him. He's there. And as I said before, Remy chewed through the freaking balcony, but he was able to get the surgery he needed to get. He was in jail for 3 months, all thanks to these wonderful people on the internet.com, which is a wonderful segue too. I used to watch people say things on YouTube like, I am where I am today because of you, but I fully didn't understand the weight of what that means. I started this year with 5,000 subscribers, and now we're almost at 18,000. That is so many people. So whether you've been here for a long time or you're brand new, feel free to introduce yourself. What's your name? Where are you from? What are your goals for 2022? I need to know, because there are just so many of you. And at the beginning of this year, the Patreon was at about 50 people, and now it's over 300 people. Like I was gushing about before, YouTube is my student job because of you. Editing was what I went to school for, and it is now my job. Dreams have actually become a reality because people on the internet are nice. I've been able to pay my bills and stay alive and keep my cat alive because of people like you. I'm so overwhelmed with how nice everyone is. It's so much good that it's almost scary. It's just been complicated, I guess, to put it simply, to accept that I'm a flawed person, as we all are. I've been a bad daughter, I've been a bad partner, I've been a bad friend, I've done bad things, I've said horrible things, I've faced a lot of bad days and handled them even worse. And to have a sea of people say, we accept you for who you are and we would like you to keep sharing who you are, is so challenging to wrap my mind around. So I just really hope to keep bringing you joy in 2022. I hope to not let you down in 2022. And please accept the biggest, warmest, squishiest, softest thank you from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of my entire family's heart, from us to you, no matter who you may be. Maybe this is the first video you're watching. Maybe you've been on the Patreon from the beginning. Maybe you've been watching me since I was a teenager on a collab channel. Whoever you are, and in whatever way you may be contributing, just know that I'm so thankful for your kindness. Thank you for making my dreams come true. We don't have to grow anymore or make any more progress from here. Like, I genuinely, like, I made it. Like, this is, I'm at my version of the top right now. I am on cloud 9, so thank you. Let's go over the goals for 2022. I found this thing online that really resonated with me, which said something along the lines of, I'm done changing, it's time for the circumstances to change, which absolutely. So let's repeat the kind of energy from last year where we set very general goals and we're proud of any progress that may unfold. Hi 2023 me, how are you doing? I'd like to know if you're a Belgian citizen yet. You've met all the requirements, you took your integration classes, you took your language classes, you've been a legal resident for 5 years. Are you a dual citizen? Prove it. Show me that passport. I'm really hoping in 2022 that you visit your family at least once. I know this is dependent on the circumstances, but I really hope when you go, you're there for a long time and I hope you have a really great time. Speaking of visiting, did you meet Kirsty in real life yet? She has been such an anchor for you in the second half of 2021. She's in Ireland, that's not too far. Have you guys hung out? And speaking of Kirsty, how did that second round of the readathon go? How many books did you read this year? My current goal is 50. And honestly, that feels like a lot. It's slowed down a lot being a student. You have to read so much for school. So how's that balance been treating you? As far as fitness is concerned, I don't expect you to be able to do both of these things, but what I'm gonna work towards this year is doing the splits and doing a handstand. So how have those gone for you? All right, it's time to check accountability for music. Allie, the other day you were having a breakdown and you were scream crying, probably over math, and you forced yourself to sit in front of the piano and practice your songs, and you were able to get your feet back on the ground. Please tell me you incorporated music into your life more. As far as art is concerned, I sure would like to make more art for fun. I just want to keep that creative tap flowing. So I hope you're carrying around a sketchbook and just doing little sketches. I feel like that will help you find your style and what you like to make best. Branching off of that, I really want to find a way to create physical merchandise for the people, and I want to use said merchandise to give back so then other people can be nourished the way that I was nourished thanks to my community. Like, for example, everyone helped me keep Rumi alive and helped with his vet bills. I would love to give back to the foster groups and the rescue groups that brought us our 2 boys. Something like that. 28-year-old me, do we have a merch store? A charitable merch store? Ooh, dreams. Show me your new tattoos. Show me this naked part that's no longer naked. What else did you get? Update me. How many people are subscribed to your YouTube channel right now? As of today, January 13th, 2022, you have 17,986. That is so many people. That is so many people. How is your Patreon going? What are your favorite designs from this year? What's your top favorite design of this year? I'm so excited for you. Holy smokes, 28-year-old me. You're in your 2nd year of your bachelor's. First of all, how did your first year of university go? I can't even speak for my first semester. You're in your 2nd semester of your 2nd year. You're halfway done. You're halfway done. Oh my gosh. How did that go? Did you have to retake any classes? What were your favorite classes? I'm so excited for you. As of right now, you really want to, at minimum, get a research master's, but ideally you want a PhD. Are you on track for that? Do you even still want that? I know things change. In 2022, you started a Bookstagram and you technically made a book talk. How are they? Do you enjoy these mediums? Did you hit your 365-day Duolingo streak? Right now, we're in the 20s. How's German going? I know you want to learn Spanish, but you probably have to wait till German classes are done. How are just languages going in general? Did you organize your hard drive? Even a little bit? Please tell me you organized your goddamn hard drive. Have you found a name for your chronic illness yet? Have you found a name for your mental illness yet? You definitely don't have to share them. A simple yes or no will suffice. Share whatever you feel comfy sharing. I know right now me definitely doesn't feel as comfortable sharing as much as I shared when it was 2016. But as of right now, you don't have any answers. And so I hope you're doing okay. And that's it. That was 2021. It's in the past. What kind of goals have you set for yourself for 2022? What are some things that you're proud of yourself for doing for 2021? See you next week with hopefully the last book haul in a long time. And then I have to take a week off for finals or I will die. I hope you're happy. Thank you for clicking. Thank you for caring. And thank you for being nice. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.